What is going on, Lucid fans? Welcome back to 𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 Journey. So today it's a very exciting day for Lucid investors. We are green, whereas the broader market is red. I'm going to talk about what that is and what's causing that, despite the negativity in the market. So I'm going to break that all down for you. But before I get into any of that, all I ask, smash a thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships. Link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that said, let's get right to it. So as you can see on the live ticker, $22.17. It is up 2.28%, 7.4 million as far as overall volume. So today is going to be another heavy volume day. So that's very exciting. Nice change of events. 50.9 is the average. That is a 6-month average, and 647,000 shares being purchased by institutions and hedge funds just today alone. So today is a very exciting day, largely brought on by this. So in case you are looking for a new broker, on the side note, take a look at Interactive Brokers. Link to them in the description below and also in the comments. But right here, Lucid Group, 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 did initiate coverage by setting a rating of outperform. There was no price attached to that, but still, outperform is still better than nothing. And I've always said, once an analyst jumps on board when it comes down to Lucid, it is going to be sought out in a very positive image. Unless it's going to be another Adam Aaron kind of scenario where it's $10, where that scenario would, in theory, hurt Lucid. But right now, any coverage is very positive. So this is very good for Lucid, and this is why we are up as much as we are, especially considering there is a lot of negativity out in the market, largely linked to NIO. And we all know when it comes down to EVs, there's always that trickle down effect. When one thing usually happens to one EV maker, such as Tesla, NIO, or so forth, it affects everyone else. So when it comes down to NIO, they're getting hit very much big time, largely because of several different factors. They are shutting down production because of, also I've seen articles say COVID related and things like that, and others say that there is going to be supply chain issues, or it could be a combination of both. Obviously, supply chain issues is a very common thing that is affecting a lot of EVs, even Lucid. But when it came down to Lucid, though, it's more so carpets and glass versus chips. So I see that as more of an interesting sidestep. But despite that, there was a lot of negativity, and this is why Lucid did open fairly low today. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. I see Lucid as a very good investment, in my opinion, and this is why we are up as much as we are. Like I said, since the broader indexes are very much red, you can see even NASDAQ down 1.6%. So everything is very much selling off. And like I always say, I like to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And sometimes the ugly isn't necessarily the best things that what a lot of people want to hear. But I did see this post, and although it was very exciting, so it says just picked this up yesterday, lucky number 500. What an amazing ride. So congratulations to you. More so from an investor standpoint though, immediately once I saw this post, I looked at the date and I figured we are only at 500. That is a very big flag in my opinion, and give or take, even if some Grand Tourings were delivered in the meantime in between the Dream Editions, but still we might be at 600 4 months into 2022. That is a very big red flag in my opinion, and I think this is also what aided in us opening a little bit lower than expectation because of posts like this. Our deliveries, that is one of the biggest things that a lot of individuals are not really liking about Lucid, and in order for us to even get to that 12,000 as far as deliveries for the tail end of 2022, which is the low end, keep in mind, we have to do, I believe it's 35 vehicles per day, give or take around there. And given all the circumstances right now, we should be at around 20 to 25 per day. So we're definitely not hitting that magic mark where we should be. And if this actually holds to be very true, then we might be even lower than that 20 per day mark. So like I said, it is what it is. When you are investing in Lucid, it is going to be a very bumpy ride, especially for the first couple of years. But still, long term, it will be a huge moneymaker. So just kind of think about it in that sense as well. So don't worry so much about the short-term noise, especially with CPI data coming out tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of volatility, and you can tell even based on the market right now, people are not really wanting to invest. That's one very positive thing about Lucid right now. We are doing very much good, especially considering the news that did come out. There was an article that said local car dealers are the key to electric vehicle success. I found this as a very interesting read in my opinion, because this is a little bit more different and contrary what a lot of EVs are actually doing. And there was a Torque article about this exact same thing. And ultimately, legacy automakers and dealerships go hand in hand. But when it comes down to EVs, the direct-to-customer model has largely been working for Lucid. So I don't necessarily agree with this, but they're also factoring in about that 2030 plan, where a lot of government agencies are saying that by 2030 they need to have X amount of EVs, or even in Canada's case, they're completely phasing out anything other than EVs. So that's a very positive thing, but when it comes down to it, I don't think car dealers are the way to go. But let me know in the comments below what you do think about that. But like I said, this is a little bit more contrary to Lucid's as far as sales plan and what their delivery plan is. But like I said, I could be wrong. You never know, right? Where at the beginning stages, we could be going in the wrong direction, and we might find a more efficient way of doing things down the line. But with that though, just want to go over some updated data points, one of which is short information. So looking at short interest, it is currently at 20.11, which is up 3% from 1 week prior. Utilization is 100%, and day by day change, despite us being green today, shorts are actually increasing 0.87%, which works out to be 2.18 million shares being overall additionally shorted. And cost to borrow has been going down completely. So 5.43 is the cost to borrow. So it is very cheap for shorts to maintain their position. So the mere fact that cost to borrow is so cheap right now, but yet short interest isn't necessarily going up on a 3%, 5% day, that's very interesting in my opinion. But with all that though, I'm just going to cap it off with some technical analysis. So looking at this chart right now, I have the 50, 100, 200-day moving averages, Bollinger Bands, RSI, stochastic, and momentum. So momentum shows number of buyers is definitely going down. Stochastic is extremely cheap at 10, which shows that we are currently oversold, and there is starting to have a little bit more of a deviation today. So black line is starting to poke out a little bit, so hopefully a nice bullish trend for the rest of the week is going to be coming. RSI is currently at 39, and looking on the actual chart, lower percent of the Bollinger Band as of right now, but we did bounce off of the outside component today, largely like I said brought on by NIO and all that fun stuff. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. There's a lot of negativity in the market, and when it comes down to it, like I've always said, this is all just short-term noise. Thinking a little bit more long-term, and if it does get to cheaper levels, just consider that a deal, a present, a discount, whatever you want to call it as. But also I just want to talk to you about a very pivotal point. So $21.75, we are getting eerily close to that. We actually did break below that, so we did have a low of $21.10 so far today. So this is a very pivotal point, $21.75. If we do break below that and close that, then most likely we will trade between the S2 and the S1, which right now is $20. So overall, that's a good summarization, everything you need to know why Lucid is up as much as it is, why the broader market is selling off, and why is right now a good time to invest. But with all that, keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor, and do your own due diligence at the end of the day. But with that, don't forget to smash your thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, greatly appreciate that. Don't forget to pop over to my Discord, link in the description below. A lot of good people, a lot of good chat, and with that said though, let's all make a lot of money on Lucid.